Fungal infections. Dermatophyte infections or ringworm infections. 3 genera of dermatophyte fungi cause tinea infections or ringworm infections, which is caused by fungi. Ringworm we have already studied. It's not caused by ringworm, but it is caused by fungi. And the trichophyton, which causes infection of skin, hair and nail infections. Microsporidium, which causes skin and hair fungal infections. And the epidermophyton, skin and nails, which is again a dermatophyte infections. The dermatophytes invade only into the stratum corneum, and the inflammation they cause is a result of metabolic products of the fungus or delayed hypersensitivity. Zoophilic fungi, those transmitted to humans by animals, cause a more severe inflammation. Anthropophilic fungi spread from person to person, cause less inflammation. Tinea pedis, athlete's foot. This is the most common type of fungal infection. The sharing of wash places, example in showers and of swimming pools, predisposes to infection. Most cases are caused by one of 3 organisms, the Trichophyton rubrum, the most common and the most stubborn, and the Trichophyton mentagrophytus, which were interdigital, or the Epidermophyton flocosum. There are 3 common clinical patterns: soggy interdigital scaling, particularly in the 4th and 5th interspace. That's a symptom that is shown by all these 3 types of fungus. A diffuse dry scaling of the soles, which is characteristic of Trichophyton rubrum, and a recurrent episodes of vesiccation. Usually this is shown by Trichophyton mentagrophytus. The picture showing the fungal infections. This is also again fungal infection. Tinea of the nails. Toenail infection is usually associated with Tinea pedis. The initial change occurs at the free edge of the nail, which becomes yellow and crumbly, sometimes with subungual hyperkeratosis. Usually only a few nails are infected, but rarely all. Fingernail lesions are similar but less common and are seldom seen without a chronic T. rubrum infection of the skin of the same hand. So this is one chronic tinea of the big toenail. Starting distally, the thickness and discoloration are spreading proximally. Tinea of the hands. This is usually asymmetrical and associated with Tinea pedis and unilateral onychomycosis. Trichophyton rubrum may cause a barely perceptible erythema of one palm with a characteristic powdery scale in the creases. Tinea of the groin, common and affects men more often than women. Sometimes unilateral or asymmetrical. The upper inner thigh is involved and lesions expand slowly to form sharply demarcated plaques with peripheral scaling. The scrotum is usually spared. A few vesicles or pustules may be seen within the lesions. The organisms are the same as those causing Tinea pedis. Tinea of the trunk and limbs, characterized by plaques with scaling and erythema, most pronounced at the periphery. A few small vesicles and pustules may be seen within them. Lesions expand slowly and healing in the center leaves a typical ring-like pattern. Tinea of the scalp, Tinea capitis, usually a disease of children. Fungi coming from human sources like anthropophilic organism cause bald and scaly areas with minimal inflammation and hairs broken off 3 to 4 millimeters from the scalp. Fungi coming from animal source, zoophilic fungi, induce a more intense inflammation with boggy swelling, pustulation and lymphadenopathy, which is known as chirion. The hair loss associated may be permanent. Favus caused by Trichophyton schoellini is foul-smelling yellowish surrounding many scalp hairs. The scalp and hair of black children are especially prone to infection with Trichophyton tonsurans. And there are different types of these where you can easily distinguish between these in different areas, where all these are known as dermatophytes, and these are caused by fungals. Microscopic examination of a skin scraping, nail clipping or plucked hair, you can easily confirm whether it is a fungal infection. Or you can go for culture of these. Woods light, which is an ultraviolet light examination of the scalp, usually reveals a green fluorescence of the hair in Microsporum orduni and M. canis infections. A technique is useful for screening children in institutions where outbreaks of Tinea capitis still sometimes occur. The most common fungus causing Tinea capitis is Trichophyton tonsurens, which is not a fluorescence. Treatment local, this is all that is needed for minor skin infections. Imidazole preparations, example miconazole and clotrimazole, are applied twice daily. Magenta paint, which is known as Castellani's paint, although it is highly colored, is helpful for exudative or macerated areas in the body, folds or toe webs. Occasional dusting with an antifungal powder is useful to prevent relapses. Topical nail preparations such as nail lacquer containing amorolfin cyclopyrox can be used as adjuncts to systemic therapy. And systemic cases used in scalp, nails, widespread chronic infections of the skin that have not responded to local measures, you can go for systemic practice. The next one, that is candidiasis, and the causative organism or the fungus is Candida albicans. It's a classic opportunistic pathogen. Predisposing factors: obesity, moisture and maceration, immobility, diabetes, pregnancy, the use of broad spectrum antibiotics, and the use of contraceptive pill. Factors predisposing to different types of candidiasis: immunosuppression. When immunosuppressions occur, it's an opportunistic pathogen. So when immunosuppression occurs, there is chance for this pathogen to attack. Or when the serum level of iron is low, then also there is a chance for this pathogen to attack. It's mainly because of different factors, like thymic tumors may cause it, leukopenia, inherited defect of immunity, or endocrinopathy may cause candidiasis. And local ones may be because of diabetes, pregnancy, cold hands, immersion in water, oral contraceptives, conjugal spread, high humidity or poor hygiene, obesity, and all this lead to localized transient cutaneous candidiasis. Oral candidiasis, one or more whitish adherent plaques like bread sauce appear on the mucous membranes. If wiped off, they leave an erythematous base, where you can see blood spots oozing from those erythematous base. Angular stomatitis, usually in denture wearers, may be candidal. And Candida intertrigo, a moist glazed area of erythema and maceration, appears in a body fold. The edge shows soggy scaling, and outlying satellite papillopustules can be seen. These changes are most common under the breast and in the armpits and groin, but can also occur between the fingers of those whose hands are often in water. This is an example for an oral one on the tongue. Genital candidiasis, most commonly present as a sore itchy vulvovaginitis with white curdy plaques adherent to the inflamed mucous membranes, and a whitish discharge is brought about by this candidiasis. The eruption may extend to the groin folds. Diabetes, pregnancy, and antibiotic therapy are common predisposing factors for this type of candidiasis. Treatment: predisposing factors should be sought and eliminating. Infected skin folds should be separated. It should be like, if you are washing it, wash it separate. When you are clean it with a separate towel, and then or try to keep it always dry. Don't touch that part of our skin with other body parts. Those with chronic paronychia should keep their hands warm and dry. Amphotericin, nystatin, and the imidazole group of compounds are all effective topically. For the mouth, they are available as oral suspensions. Isogenes and oral gels are also found. For the areas of candidiasis, use creams, ointments, and pessaries. In chronic paronychia, the nail folds can be packed with an imidazole cream or drenched in an imidazole solution several times a day. Genital candidiasis responds well to a single day's treatment with either itraconazole and fluconazole.